Hi everyone, welcome back to this series on videos for measurement in Year 10 Maths. In this video we're going to look at the surface area of prisms. So I'm going to dive straight into an example. Here I've got a cube, and note that this is an object in 3 dimensions. What we want to do is find what's called the total surface area. So if I were to find the area of each of the 6 faces of this cube, what would be the total area? That's the question that we're being asked here. So the first thing that's worth noting is that there are 6 faces, sort of two at the front and the back, 2 on the left and the right, and 2 on the top and the bottom. Each face is a square because a cube has the same side length everywhere, and each square has length of 4 meters. So the area of one square is 4 times 4. And if I want the combined surface area of the cube, then I need to multiply this area of one square by 6. So now, if I times 4 by 4 by 6, I now have 6 squares, and that's my total surface area. Okay, so this here, 4 by 4, is the area of one square. Okay, so if we do this calculation, we will get 96 square meters. And in general, for a cube with length L, we have the total surface area, which I'll abbreviate by TSA, is going to be 6 times L squared, where L squared is L times L. Okay, so you can take that as a standard formula and simply substitute different values of L for the length. Okay, next one. Here we've got a rectangular prism. So there are still 6 faces, but the faces are no longer the same size. So what I'll say is there are 3 rectangles to consider. One of them is 10 meters by 8 meters. That's the top and the bottom. Then there is the rectangle which is 3 meters by 8 meters. These are the sides. And finally, there is a rectangle that is 10 meters by 3 meters, and this is the front and the back. So I've got 3 rectangles, I've got 6 faces in total. What I want to do is count each rectangle twice. So our total surface area is going to be, we'll start with 10 times 8, then I'll double it, then I'll have 3 times 8, then I'll double it. Finally, I have 10 times 3, then I double it. So if I do this calculation, I'll get 160 plus 48 plus 60, and that gives us 268 square meters. In general, for a rectangular prism, with length L, width W, and height h, we have that the total surface area is given by 2 times length times width plus 2 times length times height plus 2 times width times height. And sometimes we factorize this expression by writing the 3 rectangles inside the brackets like this, and then multiply the whole bracket by 2. Okay, so you could also use this formula as well, and if you got far enough into the pre-test, I would have written this as the answer if you didn't get this question right. Okay, next one. So here we've got a triangular prism, and the triangle is a right angle, which means we have the heights. So first we'll consider how many faces there are. There are 5 faces. There is a triangular face with a base length of 7 and a height of 24. And we want to count this twice. So that gives me the front and the back. And then I've got rectangles, which I want to count once. So on the bottom, I have a rectangle which is 7 meters by 5 meters. On the side here, 24 meters by 5 meters. And on the sloping edge here, 25 by 5. So the total surface area is going to be 2 times the area of the triangle. The area of a triangle is half times the base, 7, times the height, 24. So here, this is the area of one triangle face. And then I'm multiplying the whole thing by 2 because I want to count the triangle twice. And then I add the rectangle. 7 times 5 plus 24 times 5 plus 25 times 5. And let's see, 168, because the 2 and the half cancel, and then I do 140 plus 28 plus 35 plus 120 plus 125. Okay, this is a bit of mental maths here. 203, 323, 448 meters squared. Now, I'm not going to write down a general formula because there are different kinds of triangles. This particular example is a right-angled triangle. Notice I had the height, which was 24 meters. If I didn't have the height, I would need to calculate it using Pythagoras' theorem. So for cubes and rectangular prisms, there are nice formulas. Once I move to other shapes, in general, it's not easy to write down a formula unless it's for a very specific case. So when you're given a shape that's different to a rectangular prism or a cube, I just want you to consider one face at a time and then add up the different faces to get the total surface area. All right, we'll do one more and then we're done for this video. So here, I've got still 2 rectangles. The base is 2 meters and the height is unknown. So I can't do half times 2 times 6 because this 6 meters is a diagonal length. What I actually want is this height here. So we're going to have to calculate that. Sorry, this should say triangles, not rectangles. So 2 triangles. And then there are 3 rectangles as well. 2 by 10. And then 6 by 10. And I'll count this twice. The reason why there are 2 rectangles which are 6 by 10 is because of these marks here. That means those lengths are the same. So I'm going to have a 6 by 10 rectangle on this side, and then there's another one on the other side as well. Okay, so now we just need to find the height of the triangle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to split this triangle in half. So if the whole is 2, then half of it is going to be 1 meter. And if I have 6 meters here, and I call this h, I can say 1 squared plus h squared equals 6 squared, or 1 plus h squared equals 36, which means h squared is 35. I've subtracted 1 from both sides. And then I take the square root. So the total surface area is going to be 2 times half times the base, which is 2, times the height, which is root 35. So this here is the area of one triangular face. And then I want to add 2 times 10 for the bottom face. And then I want to add 6 times 10. And then double it because I'm counting that twice. So if I simplify this, I get 2 root 35 plus 20 plus 120. And that equals 2 root 35 plus 140. If you wanted to, you could simplify this. And I get 151.83 to 2 decimal places. So what we did here was we used Pythagoras' theorem to find the height h. With triangular prisms, if you're not given the height, in general, you will need to use Pythagoras' theorem like we have done here. But I don't want you to lose sight of the basic idea. To find the total surface area, all we need to do is find the area of each face and then add the areas of all the faces together to get the total. Thanks. See you in the next video.